Hello there, it's DenysMarker, and as you probably read from the video title, I'm going to teach you how to make Force Ghost, like in from Star Wars, in Mine-imator, the awesome Minecraft animator, and it's, as I said, awesome. And this is basically a weird, not weird exactly, but a recent project, not much of a project either. It's actually a thumbnail I made for the PvP one, PvP project that I did. Not much of a project either. And yeah, well, this is um, uh, the set, I guess, on which I worked, and this is the basic form of that thumbnail. Yeah, this is Fire with Dang. That's me, with the assassin swords. That's what I call them because they are a bit smaller. They're exactly 20.26. Okay, now they're, yeah, but they're basically a bit smaller than the normal swords. I'll lessen that one. Okay, not that much. Yeah, so they look cool because I'm holding both of them, and that's why they're called assassin swords. Meanwhile, this one is one. I can increase that, but we'll keep it one. And yeah, you can do it like this. And of course that there's the enchanted apple. I added a bit of reddish crimson color to give it a more enchanted feel. Not exactly an enchanted golden apple, but slightly enchanted golden apple, if something could like that is whatever. Yeah. And yeah, so I added some ground here which was not present before, because in the thumbnail you just need the two characters, not even the sky. Like, yeah. So now I'm gonna try to teach you how to make force ghosts in Mine-imator. And exactly, there's no feature in Mine-imator for making force ghosts. That simply is not available, much to the anguish of Star Wars fans, but you can cleverly make it. So we're gonna take a scene. It's like a force ghost battle, you can say. Yeah, something like that. We'll be doing something like that because they're in a battle pose. So if we can assume that these two guys are actually force ghosts and they want to battle in force heaven or whatever there is for force ghosts, the force, they want to battle in the force. And so we can assume that they appear to the normal people as they're fighting. So we can just do this. You just have to make a point on the timeline, and bingo, that's it. Now what you have to do is, of course, you have to change the color, but we won't be doing that. First we'll be um, bringing the alpha down to 0, uh, along with the other objects, that is, the alpha down to 0 again. And over here we'll be creating another timeline just over the 45th mark, where the alpha is 100, so it'll appear as if it just came out of the blue. And then we can do that with the fire sword, as I name it. It's a pretty cringe name, but it works. Now, it's not necessary for you to name it, but I suggest it just to stay organized. So now if I run this thing, it'll seem as if, it's like a force ghost, except the bluish color, which we shortly do with this great feature. And yeah, so if we run it along, we'll see that it's basically like a force ghost when they appear. But there is one problem. They are not exactly opaque force ghosts, so we fix that. Yeah, I think I messed up with the alpha. I think 60 is perfect. Uh, Not 6%, 60. Yeah. So I've chosen 60, and I'll do that for all of them. I'll do that with the item. I'll name it slightly enchanted golden apple. Yeah, that's it. And I'll do the same for the slightly enchanted golden apple. 60. I don't know why I use the mouse for this one right now, but whatever. And now it's much more like a force ghost, except the bluish color, which we'll get soon. Now I want to do this for DenysMarker too with his two assassin swords. Man, yeah. So I'll create another spot on the timeline just on the 45th mark. It'll be 60. And this mark right here will be 0. I'll do that for both the Dennis swords. Uh, they should be 0 right now. And wait, I'll do that for both of them. Yeah, so it's basically one sword. Wait, what up? Yeah, and I'll make them both 0 over here. Make another spot on the timeline and make it 60 if I'm right. Not, yeah, that'll work. So okay, I think I messed up. So it's still 0. Um, and oh, there's, yeah, and over here we make it 60. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's it. So now we have the opaqueness, sorry, I mean the not so opaqueness, the lack of opaqueness, and that's about it. That's perfect. Now we need to add the color, and for that I think I'll have to group all of these, like, because all of them are kind of force ghosts. Yeah. Now, no, I don't think that's a very good idea, because I've added the color to the assassin swords to make them look enchanted, the purplish hue, like just right over here. So I don't think that's a very good idea. If you do blue for the sword and the apple and the assassin swords, then they'll just become blue. That won't be very characteristic. Won't it be? Wouldn't it be? Sorry. And yeah, so I think now I need to apply it just to Fire Redang and DenysMarker, that is myself, or my representative, Minecraft representative. So I'll have to change the mix color to something. This is going to be tricky. You have to keep that in mind, because force ghosts are dull and bright at the same time. They're a light blue, but they're dull. So you need to take care of that. No, do not. Yes, that's about it. You can try hex. So maybe, I guess this is the perfect hex, 3A77BC. If you spot another better hex, then you can. Okay, now it's changed, 3D now, 3D76B6. So I'm gonna be using this hex, but if you spot another better one, then you can tell that to me. And yeah, that's perfect. The mix percent, I will increase that. Oh, okay, I messed up with the timeline. As always, I need to find a way to do something about this. Alright, over here the mix percent should be, I think we should keep everything 60. I don't know, it's a nice color. Sorry, I mean a nice percent. Everything seems to be working along with it. What? Why don't I see over here too? Probably. Okay. What was the hex? I don't remember that. I'll just try to mimic that hex Probably I will fail, but that's okay. 60. Was that too much? I think that's too much. Okay, I'm gonna settle with 50. Pretty sure we chose the wrong color, but that's okay for the sake of the tutorial. And yeah, that's that that actually works quite well because it's translucent at the same time, and the sword and the apple are looking as they should, and they're translucent too, like partly, of course. And we can do that the same thing here. I think I should apply that to both, because if I will don't apply the same no, wait, select all keyframes, and I'm gonna do the same thing so I don't have to remember the hex or the uh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to set the mix percent to 50. Yeah, you know what, I'll just type it. Yeah, let's see if that goes well. Okay, yeah, it does go well, but okay, something's wrong. It's too light, because that's because it's day, or maybe because Dennis is wearing blue clothes. I guess that could be the reason too. All right, I'll maybe changing the time will be better. Mm, yeah, that's much way better. The rotation, perhaps. Mm, okay, something like that. I think 60 was not good for the alpha. Should be something 70, perhaps. 70. Okay, it's much better. 70 is much better. So the color alpha should be 70. The of course, the you have to remember or find a better hex code, and you have to apply that, and the mix percent should be 50. In this case, I don't know, it depends all on your lighting. See, if I turn off the lighting, then it's just weird, but if I turn it on, then it's much more like a force ghost. Wait, I can add glow. Yeah, that's actually something good. Wait, I don't need to do that. I can just go with brightness. Yeah. Yep. Brightness was much better. Okay, something's wrong again. Yeah, so basically you can just test all this stuff out. I think it looks pretty good. Looks like a force ghost. Well, as far as force ghosts go, we haven't seen much about force ghosts. And then you can go with glow, but I don't think that's giving much a difference over here, so I think you can go with brightness, which is much better. Yeah, and then if you want, you can try to add some spotlights or something, maybe. All right, let's check this out. A point light, sorry. The fade size, I think the color should not be blue. Wait, I'll try blue. So the effect is slight, but it's good enough, because like this, where there's no spotlight, it's you can see the difference, where Dang is there, it's standing in a stance. When there is no spotlight, almost no spotlight, then it's darker, and when I do it like this, increase it, it's much better. If I move it between the two, perfect. So yeah, now Yeah, the swords look a bit off. I mean, if they're holding swords, they should be bluish. More blue, definitely more blue. So I think I can do something like that. Maybe we can get a more bluish sort of feel over here. Yeah, that's much actually better. I'll do that for this one too. I'll turn down the alpha a bit so it looks more like a force ghost. That is a force ghost of a sword. Yeah, that's I think that's perfect. And now if you want to make a thumbnail out of this, if you know your thumbnail should contain force ghosts that are fighting in the manifestation of the force, then you can export this and click remove background. So it'll save as a PNG, and you need to, and if it's a complete art thumbnail like the one I did, like no background, no ground, nothing, then you can just uh, select the show ground one. Like you can turn it off or on depending on your needs, and then there's not like just you can only see the sky. Then you can try to do this so there are no clouds either. Show sky, you can, okay, you can't do that. You can add some custom images, but yeah, I don't think anyone would want to do that. So you can export and click the remove background option, and that'll be just about perfect, and you'll get a good PNG. Yeah, you don't need to do the show clouds thing. Of course, show ground is important because if you don't do that, then you will get a PNG with no sky but with a ground, and maybe that's good depending on how you want to edit it. But if you want to use a canvas and then add the PNG on it, or just make a free for use PNG or something, then I do not recommend using the show ground option. And yeah, that's it.